You want to win in life? You want to look back 10 years from now and see a completely different story than the one you're living today? Then listen up, because this isn't going to be sugar-coated. Success isn't an accident. It's not a lottery ticket. It's not a magic button. And it's not something that just happens to people who are lucky. It's intentional. You plan for it, you work for it, and you sacrifice for it. And yes, you make mistakes along the way, but you learn, you grow, and you keep moving forward. You don't quit, because quitting doesn't get you closer to your dream. You keep showing up even when it's hard, even when nobody is cheering you on, even when you feel like you're crawling through mud. That's how winners are built. Now let's talk about money, because I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people don't want to hear. Your financial life is one of the most visible mirrors of your decisions. You can't talk about life success without talking about the way you handle your money. I've met thousands of people over the years, and here's what I've seen. Broke is normal. And I'm telling you right now, normal is not working. People are drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, buying things they can't afford to impress people they don't even like. And then they wonder why they feel stressed, trapped, and hopeless. The truth is, you can't win in life if you're a slave to your bills. If every dollar you earn is already spent before it hits your hand, you're not in control. Your money is controlling you. I'm not here to beat you up. I'm here to wake you up. If you're in debt, if you're behind, if you're living with financial chaos, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you need a plan. And the first part of that plan is to take ownership. Stop blaming the economy, your boss, your parents, or the government. The moment you say, "I am responsible for my life and my money," is the moment everything can change. You can't steer a car if you refuse to grab the wheel. And your money works the same way. You've got to grab the wheel and drive. You want life success? Start by getting your finances under control. Get on a budget. Every single dollar should have a job before the month begins. When you budget, you're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. You're taking control. And when you take control of your money, you take control of your stress, your choices, and your future. People tell me, "Dave, budgets are restrictive. I don't want to be told what I can and can't do." And I laugh, because debt is restrictive. Debt is a prison cell that steals your freedom. A budget is the key that unlocks the door. If you're in debt, get mad at it. Don't treat debt like a pet you feed every month. Treat it like an enemy that's trying to steal your life. Because it is. Debt steals your income, it steals your options, and it steals your peace. I've seen people pay off tens of thousands of dollars in debt in 2 years or less. Not because they made millions, but because they made a decision. They cut up the credit cards, they sold stuff they didn't need, they worked extra hours, they stopped going out every weekend. And you know what happened? They got their life back. They started breathing again. They began to dream again. That's not just financial success. That's life success. You've got to understand something. Money doesn't make you successful. Discipline does. Money is just a tool. If you don't learn how to manage $100, you'll never be able to manage 100,000. I've met broke people who make 6 figures a year. And I've met millionaires who started with minimum wage jobs. The difference wasn't the paycheck. It was the plan, the mindset, and the consistency. Here's the thing about life success. It's a combination of how you think, how you act, and how you plan. And one of the greatest life lessons you'll ever learn is this: your future is built one small choice at a time. Every meal you cook at home instead of eating out, every time you choose to pay off a bill instead of buying something you don't need, every morning you get up early to work on your side hustle instead of sleeping in, every time you read a book instead of scrolling on your phone, those choices stack up. And over time, they create momentum. Momentum is powerful. It's the force that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. But here's where most people mess up. They want the results without the work. They want the reward without the sacrifice. They want the success without the discipline. And I'm telling you, that's not how it works. You've got to decide what you want more. The short-term thrill of spending money you don't have, or the long-term freedom of living a life where you're not chained to payments. You've got to want that freedom bad enough to fight for it. And let me tell you something about that fight. It's not just about paying off debt. It's about becoming the kind of person who can win in every area of life. When you learn how to manage your money, you're also learning self-control, patience, planning, and grit. Those are the same traits that will make your relationship stronger, your career more successful, and your life more meaningful. Money is just the training ground. Life is the battlefield. The reality is this: if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then it's time to change. And change starts with you. Not next month, not next year, not when you get a raise. Today, right now. Decide you're done living paycheck to paycheck. Decide you're done letting debt steal your future. Decide you're going to live with intention. And here's the payoff. When you live debt-free, when you've got savings in the bank, when you've invested wisely and built wealth over time, you gain something you can't put a price on: options. You can work because you want to, not